Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So it's fight week, man. Fight week for Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic. Obviously, they're fighting this weekend at the O2 in London, and this is going to be for the IBF Heavyweight Championship. And I can't lie to y'all, it's ramping up still. I can't lie, the promo, the anticipation is starting to ramp up still. I feel like a lot of the British fight fans are more captivated by this fight more than the whole AJ Fury stuff or any other kind of talks that's been going. I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of excited for this one, even though the undercard is not the most craziest. The undercard is not the most crazy. I believe they got Sam Noakes on there. They got I think his name is Konstantin Ursu. Is it Ursu? Something like. I've seen his name about. I've seen him about, but I haven't really watched him like that. Like I ain't paid attention to him like that. But he's meant to be decent. I think he's a welterweight. Alois Jr. is on there as well, I believe, but I don't know who he's fighting. I'm sure he's meant to be fighting Mike Perez, but I don't know if he's still fighting Mike Perez, but he's meant to be on the undercard. But the undercard's not really saying much, and the whole card is a pay-per-view, which I don't necessarily agree with, but no one's really complaining about this thing. I feel like the fight, I don't know, I feel like everyone's just kind of excited to see Moses take on Hrgovic. I feel like Hrgovic's one of them guys where I feel like before this fight and like leading, I feel like a lot of people's kind of like Marmite-ish on Hrgovic and his personality and how he is. Leading up to this thing, I feel like a lot of people have kind of warmed to him, you know, like I liking him a bit more. I don't know whether it's because of his like dry banter. He's got like a dry humor kind of thing about it, and he's very like straight talking. But when you actually deepen, it's actually kind of funny, innit? But he's been kind of like been goading and like poking Moses a little bit, and like I don't know if I'm reading into it a bit too much. It seems as though Moses is biting a little bit. Like, obviously, we all know about pre-match, pre-fight mind games and things like that and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like Hrgovic is playing mind games, and I feel like the mind games he's playing seems to be working. Because even when they had the first face-off, and obviously he was telling them about, how basically, if you never came to England, because where's Moses originally from? Is he Slovakian? Is it from Slovakia? I think Hrgovic is Croatian, but I can't remember where Moses is from. But he wasn't born in the UK anyways, isn't it? So he was basically saying if you didn't come to the UK, you would have just been nobody. Like the only reason why you're even at this level, at this stage, at this age is because obviously you came to the UK, you obviously had some boxing skills, and obviously because boxing is massive in the UK, you got signed by a promoter who's obviously heavyweight in terms of promotional companies, in terms of Frank Warren. And that's the reason why you're even here. You haven't had to work as much as I've had to work. You haven't had to go through the things I've had to go through just to even get to this stage, innit? And obviously, I feel like them kind of comments did kind of strike a nerve, like with Moses a little bit. As much as like I feel like he wasn't trying to show it, I feel like it did kind of strike a nerve because I feel like he's tired of people like trying to pop down his thing. I feel like people try to do that a lot with Moses. Like man try say, yo, his chin hasn't been tested. He hasn't done this. He hasn't been against this type of, and even me, like, there's times where I've done videos and I'm saying, oh, like, obviously this person, like, for example, when he faced Dillian Whyte, I was like, Dillian is past it. So, obviously, beating Dillian is a great name on your record, and obviously, for British fans knowing you, for your, how would I put it, for promoting yourself, actually promoting the Moses Itauma name and brand, you beating Dillian Whyte is a good win. At the end of the day, British fight fans know Dillian, and it's just a thing where, all right, cool, okay, this Moses guy beat Dillian Whyte, okay, cool. Like, you're getting your name in people's psyche, getting your name in the algorithm. But I feel like, as an actual competitor or as an opponent, Dillian Whyte is I mean, like, he's been done for a few years now, isn't it? Like, no disrespect. So I feel like you beating him, other than the name on the record, it doesn't really tell us much about where you're at. And obviously, everyone like this inbox and talks so highly of Moses. I feel like that's why a lot of the British fight fans was like, all right, cool. Everyone speaks so highly about him, so let's see him get tested. Let's see him against this type of person. I feel like Hrgovic is the first real acid test. He's the first real test that he's having in it. So going into this fight, it's starting to feel like the pressure is on Moses. Like everything is on Moses. At the end of the day, I'm sure he's the bookie's favourite. A lot of people are saying Moses is going to win, whether it's going to be Moses in the middle rounds, later rounds. I think Johnny Nelson said something like he feels like Filip Hrgovic might take him all the way. A few people have chimed in, I can't lie. A lot of people have chimed in with different kinds of predictions, but me personally, I think Moses is going to do it in the middle rounds. Obviously, all the pressure's on him. It's in London. Is Itauma versus Hrgovic, not Hrgovic versus Itauma. Obviously, everyone thinks he's going to win the title. He's going to be the youngest heavyweight champion if he does win since Mike Tyson. So it will be, obviously Mike was younger when he won, but he will be the second youngest heavyweight champion of all time, innit? It's a lot of pressure. Do I think he can handle it? I do kind of think he can, though. I can't lie. Like, even though I can see small telltale signs that lets me know, alright, cool. The pressure is not necessarily getting to him, but he feels it. He knows. Like, even I think they done like an in-ring face-off today. Was it today or yesterday? I done like an in-ring kind of face-off thing. Obviously, it's fight week, innit? And there was something about, I think someone in the crowd was shouting, like, just hurling, like, not abuse, but just saying funny things in the crowd. And obviously Moses laughed. I might read into this a bit too much, innit, yeah? But just from the things I've been seeing, the clips, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But this particular moment, Hrgovic did not laugh. He didn't laugh. He was just looking straight at Moses. And obviously Moses laughed, but I don't know if I want to say that's a... It wasn't an uncomfortable laugh. It was not an uncomfortable laugh. It wasn't uncomfortable. Obviously, the laugh broke the tension, whereas Hrgovic did not mind staying in that tension. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like Hrgovic shouldn't do that, but obviously he's the older man though. He shouldn't do that thing. Obviously, Moses is. I forgot. I'm so annoyed. I can't remember. In fact, let me check what country he's from. Yeah, no, I just checked it. Yeah, Moses is from Slovakia. He was born in Slovakia, and obviously Hrgovic is Croatian. So you know them kind of countries. I don't know if it's Eastern. I believe that's Eastern Europe. I think them countries are Eastern European countries. You know them, man. They're no nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a very no nonsense, serious, stoic kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like, they got humor, but the humor's dry. They're not really on a banter thing like that. I feel like Hrgovic is trying to give him that kind of lesson. Do you know what I mean? That kind of vibe, that kind of energy. And I don't know, I feel like maybe that's why also he's getting under his skin a bit as well. You know, because they're from, I know, obviously Moses is a British lad. He's a British boy, innit? But he's born in Slovakia, innit? So he's from them sides of Europe. And obviously Hrgovic is from round them sides of Europe as well. So when my man's saying these things about, if you never came to England, if you just grew up in Slovakia and blah, 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 I'm sure he said something like, you'd be working in McDonald's. It said something like, if you grew up in McDonald's, you'd be working in McDonald's. Like, do you know what I mean? Things like that. If you grew up in Croatia, you'd be working in McDonald's. And I feel like them kind of things, it pokes at Moses a bit more than a typical trash talk. Because it's like, one, this guy is from your neck of the woods in terms of, like, nationality. Obviously, he's not. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say, innit? Like, so him saying the stuff he's saying is like you're kind of taking the piss a bit. Do you know what I mean? You kind of taking you're trying to basically say I've got everything handed to me on a silver platter, not because of my talent. You're saying just because I grew up in the UK, which obviously no one's gonna deny that him growing up in the UK obviously helped his boxing career, of course, innit? But it's like, come on, bro. Like, people will not be talking about Moses the way they're talking about Moses if he wasn't an actual talent, if he wasn't actually special. Car for years now, guys have been talking about this guy. For years, even when he's just first turned pro, like, how many people were saying Moses? I've been hearing about Moses for time. I've been hearing Moses' name for time now about, he's the next one, he's this, he's that, he's that. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like all the questions we have is going to be answered on Saturday. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it bad. I can't wait for this fight. Obviously, I should be there. Hopefully, I should be there. I've actually got a fight. I've actually got a show on the same day in Skeg Vegas. In Skegness or Skegger, but it depends. It depends on the walk times and man's set time. If man's set time is like 2:30 in the morning, then obviously I should be able to still watch Moses and just literally drive to flipping Skegness after. But hopefully I'm there, man. I'm trying to see it live in the flesh, cause that's gonna be history. Cause I genuinely feel like Moses is gonna win. I don't know. I feel like obviously Hrgovic, and as well, one thing as well, you know when you're too confident, I'm not saying Hrgovic is too confident at this moment, but he is having an air of confidence about him, which can be mistaken for arrogance as well, and which can be mistaken and interpreted as like he's underestimating what Moses is actually going to bring to him. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're like that, you can get a bit too lackadaisical, not as focused, not as switched on, and then before you know it, round 3, round 2, you're on the floor on the canvas. You don't know what happened, don't know what day it is. You're saying Merry Christmas. Remember that time when, who was it? I'm sure it was Tyson Fury. After he beat, I'm sure it was Ngannou when he got knocked down. And it was all about, Merry Christmas! You might be saying Merry Christmas, broski. You might be saying Merry Christmas in August. It might be one of them. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, I'd love to see it live. Hopefully I'm there. I should be there, hopefully, fingers crossed. And just let me know in the comments, man. What are you guys thinking? Obviously, it was fight week. The fight's in a couple of days. What are you guys thinking? Do you think Moses has got this in the bag? Is all the pressure on Moses like everyone is saying? And do you think there's a chance Hrgovic could cause an upset? Like, it's like, can you see that on your bingo cards? I can't really see it personally, innit? But some people have a better mystic board than I do, innit? So I would love to know in the comments what you think. Make sure you like this video as well. Give it a hype if you can. And every single time, love.